I was driving to Atlanta, was on a pretty tight time schedule, was headed to do a counseling actually, and I seen a bright neon flashing sign that said designer shoes 50% off. Now, I didn't have much time, but I had time for that. Designer shoes, that was exciting. And shoes is a weakness of mine anyway, so I went in this store. Now I'd been there before, so I knew exactly where to go. I wear a size 13. So I went in, went all the way to the back and over to the left, and went through their shoes. There 5 minutes, found me 2 pair of shoes, and they were awesome. So as I was leaving to try and get back on schedule for my trip, I was pulling out of a parking lot, and there was a young boy. He was holding a sign that said, "Hungry, anything helps." Now, I don't like giving cash to those guys because I don't want to fuel a problem that they may be struggling with, but I also don't like passing someone that is hurting and me not help when I can. So I keep some $5 McDonald's gift cards in the door of my car. I pulled over to the guy and I rolled the window down and I said, "Hey sir," and I gave him a gift card and I said, "It's got $5 on it, go get you something to eat." It's a McDonald's right down the road. And he was very grateful. You could tell he was hungry. And so he said thank you, and I went to roll my window up and I looked down. He didn't have any shoes on. I said, "Hey, where are your shoes?" He said, "I've been out here for a while," and he said, "I had to throw them away yesterday, they fell apart." I said, "What size shoe do you wear?" He said, "I wear a size 10, and I almost shouted because I didn't want to give up my new shoes that I just bought, but I knew that was wrong with me. So I told him, I said, "I just bought 2 pair of shoes, they're size 13, I will give you a pair of shoes if you will wear them." I said, "I know they'll be too big, but maybe they'll be better than having none at all." And he said, "Oh, I appreciate that a lot." You could tell he was sincere in it. I reached in the back seat, pulled the bag up front, and when I opened that bag to get a pair of shoes out, I was completely amazed. I sat there for just a minute, completely speechless, wasn't able to say anything. In that bag were 2 pair of shoes. One was a size 13 and one pair was a size 10. I told him what happened and he said, "Oh wow, thank you." And I know to him all that meant was a pair of shoes, but to me it meant more, and I began to share that with him. I told him, I said, "Can I tell you something?" I said, "This tells me that God knew exactly where you were standing. He knew exactly what you needed. He knew what size shoe you wore. I didn't. He sent your shoes." I said, "Don't allow where you are to keep you here. Don't allow your circumstances to hold you back. God has plans for you." That boy reached in the car and he just hugged me. When I left there, I just said, "God, how amazing you are." And I remembered an old song that I used to sing quite often. He knows how to take good care of me. And then a scripture came to mind that said, "But Lord, when did we see you hungry and not feed you? When did we see you thirsty and not bring you drink?" Jesus said, "Inasmuch as you've done this unto one of the least of these, you've done this to me as well." Reach out, love somebody. Let God love through you and let Him show you a miracle that you've never seen.